What the hell's going on, Kumar? That does not look like a White Castle to me.
Yeah, we gotta check this out.
Hey, look here, fellas. You guys gonna have to order from the drive-thru menu.
What happened to the White Castle?
What?
There used to be a White Castle right here in this location. Where is it?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but Burger Shack, they bought this location about 4 years ago.
God. Please tell me there's another White Castle in town.
No.
Are you sure?
Do I look like the kind of brother that would be unsure about something like that?
Shit. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, man. Should we just eat here?
Hey, psst. There's a White Castle that's open 24 hours up in Cherry Hill. It's about 45 minutes from here.
I can make the trip if you're willing to.
Kumar, I got a shitload of work to finish. You got that med school interview on, man.
Forget about the med school interview. It's a non-issue.
What do you mean it's a non-issue?
Ding dong. May I interject for a second? As a Burger Shack employee for the past 3 years, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that if you're craving White Castle, the burgers here just don't cut it. In fact, just thinking about those tender little White Castle burgers, with those little itty-bitty grilled onions that just explode in your mouth like flavor crystals every time you bite into one, just makes me want to burn this motherfucker down. Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down! Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down! Let's burn it down! Let's burn it! So, you guys maybe should just suck it up and go to White Castle.
Can always get your work done in the car.
Let's do it.
All right, awesome. Then listen. No matter what, we are not ending this night without White Castle in our stomachs, agreed?
Agreed.
Wise choice. Because you guys might have wanted to stay away from my special sauce tonight. Me and Pookie, we added a secret ingredient. I'll give you a hint. It's semen.
It's semen.
Animal semen.
Welcome to Flyby Films.
Once every 3 seasons or something like that, we get a chance to spit into the same mic when we get together IRL to discuss films that either have been or will be forgotten.
I'm Jamison Barsotti.
I'm Blake Collier.
And sitting across from me, because of bird magic, is my friend and co-host Blake.
And sitting across from me, because of bird magic, is my friend and co-host Jamison.
On this episode, we are going to be talking about this year's Henry James Driveaway Dykes.
Was that actually its name?
No. Its actual name was Driveaway Dolls, and it was not attributed to Henry James.
But at the very end of the movie, during the credits, a car drives by and it flips the name Dolls into Dykes.
That's because the original name was going to be Driveaway Dykes. Maybe it was just a working title, who knows. But to make it more palatable for a mass audience, they changed it to Driveaway Dolls. And Henry James is a reoccurring name drop throughout the movie. So,
and neither Jamison nor I have read Henry James's work, and so we have no idea what the connection is. We're sure there's something.
My best guess with that connection is that Henry James is thought to be a very very good, but kind of hoity-toity, uptight author.
Would you say he's stuffy?
Stuffy.
Yeah.
And this movie is the opposite of that. So
yeah, he's a little. He's got his knickers in a twist.
Yeah. So the juxtaposition of Henry James with Driveaway Dykes is humorous.
Or it's humorous.
Humorous. Yeah.
H is silent. Just like in
Yeah.
Henry
James. Yeah.
So yeah, we're recording this in person, live. Well, not live for you, live for us.
Yes, I get to stare into Blake's beautiful, beautiful eyes.
We even have candles going. The lights are out. Literally, it's about as romantic as it can get.
This is romance podcasting to a T.
Yes. Like truly field recording, because we were in the same room. It is capturing all the noises of my house, including our wives. Only one isn't currently in the living room.
And she can't be bothered to make a noise when we reference her. I don't know if she can even hear us. She's in kind of knitting trance right now.
She's probably listening to Payne Lindsay, her favorite podcast host.
Her second favorite podcast host.
According...
Her first favorite podcast host is Luke Burbank. So.
Oh.
What are you saying about me?
Oh. We awakened the beast.
My ears were burning.
Yeah, so we actually we're in person. First time, and I've seen him in flesh.
I also see Blake
And in fabric.
in the flesh, yes, and I'm not naked.
Yeah, I am not naked either.
Wearing clothes, so I am indeed in fabric.
Yes, and what? When's the last time we saw each other in person?
It was 2020.
2020?
Apologies. I want to say this. I'm probably going to cough in this episode because...
We're both probably going to cough, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And because this is a low-effort podcast, I can't be bothered to take him out.
Well, so there's a logistic reason why I'm not even going to attempt to mute it. It's because we're sharing one mic right now.
The Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket, which resembles a dildo, which is actually very apt for the movie
Yes.
we're going to be talking about later. And in order to mute that, I would have to mute it for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to let it fly. And I've been sick. I was sick last week, so I'm getting over a cold, residual coughs, and all that shit. So,
And so we met. Last time we saw each other was 2020.
yes,
That was the year of the pandemic. Do you think that it's possible that if people knew that we saw each other in person, that we might get canceled?
that we were socially distancing ourselves.
Exactly.
Well, part of the issue with that was if I wasn't socially distancing, not socially distancing around you, it would have to be a stranger.
That's
in
fair.
the form of hotel concierge or someone, because we were driving. I was moving across the country from Virginia back to Chico, and we needed places to stay. We couldn't stay in our car. So, cancel us if you want.
Yeah. I mean,
Put us on blast if you need to. But
I mean, it'd be one of many things that people could cancel me for.
Yeah.
So, the last time you came by, you had cats with you.
mm-hmm.
You had Nobody and William James.
William Blake. William James
Blake.
is the author of this.
William James Blake, yes. That's his middle name. Blake is his middle name. William Blake.
William Blake.
And Nobody.
And Nobody.
And this time you brought another person with you named Hazazel.
Hazazel, yeah.
Hazel, I mean.
Hazel.
Sorry. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, so this is the meeting of the children. Neither of us has met the other's children.
Until
now. And
last time I was here, it was just you and your wife. This house was deathly quiet.
Yes.
There wasn't any noise.
I don't talk. Except
You
for on
don't
the
talk?
podcast.
Your wife wasn't talking? No one was talking. I wasn't talking.
I was just staring.
We just stared at each other. Just zero noise in this house.
And watched Scanners 2.
We did watch Scanners 2. I can't remember if we watched Scanners 2.
No, we did not watch Scanners 2. That was the first time we met in person. We watched They Nest.
We watched They Nest. Yeah.
We have a tradition, which we have not done so far on this trip. We probably ought to remedy that, of watching a really horrible film.
Yeah.
And usually my wife joins us because she's not a big horror person. But it's usually horror, and it's usually bad.
Mm-hmm.
We have watched a horror film. We watched Hell House LLC because I had not seen it, and Jamison and Kira both really liked it, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I was impressed. It did not scare me.
I enjoyed it. Again, I hadn't seen it since, I don't know, probably 8 years at this point. So
That's insane that it's been out that long.
Yeah. I think it came out in 10 years ago. I think it came out in 2014. Wow. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah, so what did we do earlier tonight?
Earlier tonight?
Yes.
Well, we took our families
Yes.
down to downtown Tulsa to an art walk.
No. We weren't walking. It was a crawl.
It was a crawl. Sorry, art crawl.
I don't know how they get away with this, like as far as like the liability issues going on, because knees are going to get scraped up real bad on the asphalt.
Yeah.
But
how are your knees doing?
They're sore. A little bit of blood. I was able to lift them up quite a bit, so it was more of like a smashing them down on the rocky asphalt. Thankfully, there was very little scraping.
Yeah.
So it's more of a indentions that I don't think are going to go away anytime soon. Because you know how you get when you get older.
Truly,
your skin
truly
loses its
brutal.
plasticity.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm glad I'm not the only one. So yeah, my knees hurt.
I would like to take this moment to apologize because one of the fortunate, or depending on how you bend on this, the unfortunate things about Blake and I meeting and being in person is our dad joke reverberation is off the charts.
Yeah. If our wives thought we were bad apart, bringing us together shot that up to 11.
It's because I don't know, the level of the depth of me understanding your facial expressions is so much better than on Skype or online, you know.
Yeah, I mean you can see like the rolls of my neck.
I can see the dad jokes formulating,
it's like,
so I can already prepare my responses before you even say them. So it's quicker, it's faster, it's just lightning.
Yeah.
So,
and we feed off of each other.
Yeah.
It's like you start it and I cross a line, you cross another line, and then it's
like we're finishing each other's
dad jokes.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree. But yes, so we were on an art crawl in downtown Tulsa with our kids and our wives. How did it go, do you think?
I think it was a smashing success. No, it was I think it went well. I think it went well as can be expected.
With small children.
With 3 children under the age of 4.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was my oldest is a ball of energy. And so he's you got to keep an eye on him. He'll just run off. And And he's...
There were a couple times where I thought he was going to run into the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And he doesn't respond well to redirection sometimes. And so I'm sure Jamison got to see some of my rather annoyed parenting style in process. So
you know what? I mean, my answer when I want Hazel to go in a direction is just to put him in his stroller and push him in that direction.
Yeah.
And force him to go in that direction. Strap him in and
just push.
Just push. So I'm no stranger to that, especially because Hazel just started walking and it can't keep up.
Yeah.
He's a slowpoke.
Yeah.
He's a wanderer.
He's
a wandering soul.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah.
But
But
wandering souls.
But I do want to say tonight there was a really, really sweet moment between Seamus and Hazel. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see it happen? We were at the brewery,
Yes.
Cabin
Boys. Yeah.
Cabin Boys in downtown Tulsa. And the wives were out doing something. I think Kira was in the bathroom and Melissa was doing something with 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
And Seamus comes up to Hazel, and Hazel's in his stroller. He's strapped in still. And no, he's in the high chair.
Yeah.
And then Seamus just comes up and wants to talk to him and be nice and gentle. And then Hazel leans in and puts his head on Seamus's head, and it's just they just embrace, and it's great because I don't know, I love that shit. Yeah,
It gets at the heart of humanity.
it gets at the heart. It just it makes me happy that my son is gonna get to have friendships.
Yeah,
that's all.
Definitely. And I know that our listeners really come to our podcast not for the film talk, but for the parenting bullshit.
Bullshit, yeah.
Which, at this point, it's going to come up every episode. So you should just buckle in and get used to it.
Well, there's been a lot of parenting bullshit this week. I think... And it's been shared between us, too.
Yes.
So, it might come up extra in this episode.
Yeah,
but.
no doubt. Especially when we're talking about Driveaway Dykes.
Yeah, no. I mean, I can't think of a better movie to talk about family and parenting next to. It's just perfect.
Yeah, no, I mean, really, it's the Coen brothers. I mean, if...
Coen brothers. Yeah.
Brothers... They're a family. They're
family unit.
They're a family, well, but they're not anymore.
But they broke up, so I guess
does that mean that they're not brothers anymore? How does that work in Hollywood? If you're a directing brother duo, and you stop being a directing brother duo, does that mean that you stop being brothers also?
I don't know. I don't know what Hollywood law. I don't know how it works.
Because I feel like it's happened before, like the Farrelly brothers. You don't see them make movies together anymore.
I mean, you don't see them make very many movies anymore.
Yeah.
I know one of them made that Green Book movie.
Yeah,
that was the most recent one.
It got awards.
I think it won some awards.
Yeah. Maybe in Best Picture, I can't remember.
I can't even think of a working brother duo. Oh, you know who still is brothers? The Zellner brothers.
The Zellner brothers, yes.
Yeah. They actually just made a movie this year about Sasquatches. Have you seen?
No, I have not seen this.
So it was at Sundance. It's called Sasquatch Sunrise, and it is about a family of Sasquatches, and they don't talk in English. You just watch them exist for 90 minutes. And apparently it was very, very polarizing. A bunch of people walked out because a lot of it is just Sasquatches like burping and farting. And one of the best bits, I think, of the movie is that all of the Sasquatches are like B to A-list actors. And they're all in complete Sasquatch makeup. Like Jesse Eisenberg is one of them. And
seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was produced by our favorite director of all time.
Jeff Nichols?
No. I can't
Nathan Fielder?
Can't even think of his name. We shit talk him on the podcast all the time.
Uwe Boll?
No.
Steven Spielberg?
No. Hereditary.
Oh, Ari Aster.
Ari Aster.
It was produced by him?
It was produced by him, which like kind of turns me off a little bit. But I do like the Zellner brothers. I liked Damsel. I liked Kumiko, the treasure hunter. And I like the things that they do.
I've only seen one thing that they've put their fingerprints on.
Which is...
And that was The Curse.
3 episodes of The Curse, yeah.
So, yeah. That sounds like it's right up my alley, though.
Yeah. No. I'm excited to
And as long as Ari Aster didn't touch the director's chair...
Or the writing of it.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay with that. He can produce whatever the fuck he wants to. But
yeah, getting back to the broken up brothers, Coen brothers are broken up. Speaking of The Curse, those brothers are broken up. Not
the Safdie brothers.
The Safdie brothers broke up. Farrelly brothers broke up. Apparently, I didn't know
a
that.
while back.
Yeah.
The show I've been watching recently has a Farrelly brother writing and directing episodes. Is Louder Milk. Yeah, I guess it's just it's a hard world out there for brothers.
Yeah.
The Wachowskis.
They are also not
siblings.
brothers
They're
anymore.
siblings.
Yeah.
They are not brothers anymore.
I think
they're still an item.
I don't think so.
But they're.
I think.
Did they break up too?
Only one of them made the most recent Matrix movie. Yeah.
And you said it was crap.
It wasn't a good movie, but.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. So I think the Wachowskis also broke up. So yeah.
Okay. Well, so much for brother directing duos.
I know.
So you've seen Tragedy of Macbeth.
I have,
and that is Joel.
Joel, yeah, Joel's first movie after Joel and Ethan's last movie,
which was Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
What
did you think of that one?
Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
Yeah,
it's a blast. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a laugh riot.
It is a riot.
So yeah, we got that one in 2018. I want to say something like that.
Something like that.
And then all of a sudden they decide, I hate my brother. I'm not gonna. He is heavy. I'm not gonna hold him anymore. So they were like, off you go. And you get Joel doing his serious shtick with Shakespeare, which I like a lot. But I like Macbeth. That's a good story. And I like Denzel. So you really can't go wrong.
I enjoyed Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah. And then we get Ethan. Well, okay, I guess we should back up. It almost seems like the brothers broke apart and they paired up with their wives. Really.
Although, okay. I see what you're saying, but I think their wives were already working together with them on many of their projects.
Do you think that their wives were Yokos?
I don't think that their wives yokoed them.
Okay.
Because they've each been married to their wives for many, many years, and there were many, many years that they were still making
movies.
Great movies.
Okay.
Together. They didn't
All right.
yoko them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's clarified. Frances McDormand and Tracy Cook did not yoko the Coen brothers. Okay. So this is not a lovable lads from Liverpool situation.
No.
Okay.
I think it's
Sounds
Trisha Cook.
I don't know this person.
Neither do I. We don't know any of
I know
these
Frances
people.
McDormand.
Yes.
I have met her in person. Just kidding. I have not done that.
Gonna give you props for that.
Yeah,
be
that would
great.
be awesome. I do believe I saw Sam Shepard before his death in a Barnes & Noble in Amarillo. I'm like 95% certain it was him. But I was too scared to go ask.
Have we talked about this? Have we talked about celebrity sightings before?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you have a celebrity sighting?
I think I have two that I
Okay.
can remember.
Are we talking A-list, B-list, C-list? I would say Sam Shepard, to most people, is probably B-list. I think he's like A-plus list.
Well, one of them was I saw Terry. Oh, why can't I think of anybody's name? Football player Terry
Bradshaw.
Yes,
You saw Terry Bradshaw.
I saw Terry Bradshaw when I was very, very young at Disneyland.
Are you sure it was Terry? How did you know Terry Bradshaw when you were very, very young?
Because I was with my uncles, and my uncles were freaking out. It's Terry Bradshaw! It's Terry Bradshaw!
And you're like, who's Terry Bradshaw?
Yeah, I asked my mom, who's Terry Bradshaw? And she was like, oh, he's a football player. And then he's a 49er, famously, I think, at one point. And so it was very...
I feel like you and I knew him better as a football commentator.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so later on, I knew him as a football commentator.
Yes.
But the name Terry Bradshaw stuck with me
Gotcha.
since that moment. And so I know that I saw Terry Bradshaw at one point.
He was in a movie with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
Failure to Launch. He was Matthew McConaughey's dad, I believe.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I never saw the movie, so I don't know if it was good or not.
Yeah. I reference that movie a lot as a joke whenever my friends and I make lunch plans and then we have to cancel them. I always say failure to lunch. So I guess it is a phrase that existed before the movie.
That's gorgeous.
But
I mean, that just rolls off.
it does.
the tongue.
It feels very nice to say failure to lunch.
Yeah.
So
No, that's good. Okay, so Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw is the one. And then the other one was I was on a plane with...
Beyonce.
No.
Kanye West.
No. He's dead now. Ray...
Stevens?
oh my God. I'm so bad with last names right now. I think I'm just like extra tired because I can't...
That's fair.
A bunch of Rays have popped into my mind that aren't this Ray. He's like in gangster movies. Ray...
Romano?
not Ray Romano.
I would have loved to meet Ray Romano.
No. He was like in Goodfellas. Ray...
Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta was on a plane ride with me.
Ray motherfucking
Liotta.
Ricotta?
Ricotta? Romano.
Romano. Yes.
Gorgonzola. No, Ray Liotta. It was Ray Liotta
Okay.
on this plane. And
100%.
He was in 100%.
Okay.
He was in first class, and we all walked by
Was he pissed?
him. He was so angry. He was so angry that I don't know why he was angry. I think he was angry that people recognized him, but he was Ray Liotta. Like,
I mean,
of course you're gonna recognize him. Like,
don't be in fucking Scorsese films if you don't want to be recognized.
yeah, I can't remember his last name apparently, so maybe that doesn't stick. But I remember his face.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers his face.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Second only to Willem Dafoe.
It's a great face.
Yeah.
It's a great face.
It's a lovely face.
Anyway, so, yeah. So I was once on a plane with him.
Yeah.
But, everyone was respectful to him, so hopefully.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have any... I mean, Sam Shepard, I think it was him. I can't be 100% certain because I was too lazy and or afraid to ask. The only other thing I had was John Cusack slid into my DMs.
Ooh,
one time.
yeah.
I had tweeted something about a random 10-page essay I wrote on Grosse Pointe Blank, which is my favorite film of all time. And he sent me a direct message, and he was like, what do you want to know about it? And I asked him some questions, and he clarified some points, and that was the end of it. And he followed me for about a month until he realized just how fucking dull I am. And you know what? That bastard unfollowed me. You know how I know that? Because I checked religiously for that whole month. I was like, is he still following me? Yeah, he's still following me.
I bet you felt like a king for a month.
Yeah, just for a month. And then after that, I felt like a loser.
You felt like a loser. Well,
that's the only thing. That's the only, brush with stardom I've probably had. So, yeah. Just be glad you got to be on the plane with Ray Ricotta.
Ray Ricotta.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Mamma
mia.
Rest in pizza. So, do you have special knowledge about Grosse Pointe Blank that the general public does not have?
I like to think I do.
I mean, from that interaction, did he give you tips?
I'm sure there's some other people that he's talked to, in his entire life since Grosse Pointe Blank that know this knowledge.
One, two, three, but general public.
No, not general public. No. But anyone who has watched the less than stellar follow-up film War Inc. will know some of the ideas he was getting at in Grosse Pointe Blank that are really on the nose in War Inc.
War Inc. That is a continuation of the characters?
It's a spiritual sequel.
Okay. Because I never saw War Inc.
It's not the same characters.
Okay.
But it's got a similar flavor. It's a little bit weirder and not necessarily in a good way.
Okay.
So it has its moments. It's not bad. It's just not Grosse Pointe Blank. So
yeah. It's not going to be your second favorite movie of all time. No. It wouldn't even rank in my top 100. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So we have this situation where the Coen brothers are broken up. One does Shakespeare, the other one does a raunchy sex comedy with lesbians.
Yes, which we'll talk about later. We're not talking about it. We're talking about surrounding issues.
What are your thoughts about lesbians?
What?
I'm just kidding.
They're fine. I don't really think about lesbians.
And that's fine.
Yeah, I share that interest.
I mean, as do I.
Yeah.
I used to freak my grandmother out by saying that I was a lesbian trapped in a man's body.
Yeah. I remember there were shirts that said that.
Yeah. It doesn't quite have the same ring now.
Yeah.
As it did then because of various cultural changes and things. So.
Yeah. I think too the memification of everything, right?
Yeah.
Like that became it started out as maybe a mildly viral joke that people would tell, and it was kind of funny because your friend in Texas might tell you. Yeah,
I like women, so I'm going to say I'm a lesbian trapped in a man's body.
And then it got put on a shirt, and then I was like, this is fine, I guess.
And then Me Too happened.
Yeah.
And various other cultural landmarks that made it less than stellar.
Yeah.
To say such things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you feel the same way about lesbians as I do.
Yeah. No, they're great.
Yeah. I mean, I got no problems with them. Yeah. Well, what else do you want to talk about?
Well, I feel like I had a parenting win this week.
Okay.
Not
yeah.
any.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Not because of.
Hit me with your best shot.
Not because of anything I did, but just getting lucky.
Well, whoa. You got lucky, huh?
And had a parenting win. No. That's not how I'm going to announce that we're having another child or anything like that.
Wait, you're
We're
having
not.
another child?
No.
You know, you should.
I know you think that.
That's an inside joke for anyone who has been involved in this weekend knows that my wife and I have been jokingly trying to persuade them to have another kid.
And move to Tulsa. And yeah.
Yes, that I'm not shameful about.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know.
We could do this all the time if you moved to Tulsa.
We should make that the poll. Should we do this all the time?
Yeah. And your response will not actually matter because
it won't.
There's things called jobs, extended families,
just life in general.
Life in general that gets in the way of a loving field recording situation. So,
which will still be loving even if we're apart.
Yeah, and it'll still be a field recording just from an electronic distance.
Yeah.
Not IRL.
Yeah. But getting back to parenting again. No. I want to continue my train. So this week was Hazel's very first plane ride.
Yes.
And Hazel he turned 15 months 2 days ago. And so anyone who has ever parented small children or ridden on a plane and can imagine parenting small children.
Or has ridden on the plane and been annoyed by small children.
Can imagine that this is potentially a sensitive just adventure.
Yeah.
And
damn nigh a clusterfuck.
Damn nigh a clusterfuck.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
And so I think on Saturday I turned to Kira and I was like, I have no idea how this week is going to go. I don't even know if it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. I just know that we have to try and make it. and it was a matter of just showing up. So, we had to drive to the airport. The airport is 3 hours away. Okay, well, we're going to wake up at 3. We're going to put him in the car seat, see if he falls asleep, see how he does. He did great on the drive. Like, there was a moment where he kind of cried during traffic. I like to cry during traffic.
Yeah,
traffic sucks. Yeah. San Francisco traffic is some of the worst traffic that I've ever experienced, and I always try to avoid it. But, the timing wasn't in our favor in that way. But we made it through.
And you felt like shit the whole time.
I was still coming out of my cold.
Yep.
And but Hazel was great. Get a couple delays. The planes are delayed maybe an hour. Hazel starts getting kind of squirmy. We almost miss our flight because we're being dinguses.
Yeah.
But not because we're being dinguses for nefarious reasons. No. We're just trying to, keep Hazel occupied. And we take him to a quiet area of the airport, and we even turned to each other, Kira and I turned to each other and we go, oh, we have to return to our gate at this time.
Yeah.
And we both agree. And then we just get sucked in to the quietness, to Hazel, being good and everything being calm in this nice pocket of the San Francisco airport. And then we get a call from Blake's wife, Melissa.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you guys at the gate? They just called me. And some backstory. The reason why they called is because Blake and Melissa gifted us with these tickets.
Yeah.
Just out of the goodness of their hearts.
And points. We had points.
Points.
Yeah.
But we ran back to the gate. Barely got on the flight. And it was kind of packed at that point. They usually let families go first so that they can sit together. And the flight attendant was like, oh, I was really hoping you guys could sit together. My wife was kind of concerned about that, but we found a row with 2 seats, the window and the aisle. And there was someone sitting, or the window in the middle, and there was someone sitting in the aisle. So we're like, oh, can we please take these 2? But we have a baby with us. So what happens is the lady who's sitting on the aisle is like, well, I'm going to figure out another seat to go to. And that was great. So we ended up getting the row. And then Hazel was great. He was like, oh, I love flying. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we had, a layover in Denver. And we had to fly from Denver to Tulsa. And he was great again. And that time we didn't miss our chance to, to board kind of in a priority family spot. So we were also able to get kind of a row to ourselves. And yeah.
And during this whole time, you felt like shit.
I felt like shit, but I was very happy that that my son was having a great first flight. Yeah. And he charmed all the flight attendants, and it was
as children do.
As children do.
Yeah.
As behaved children do. I feel like no matter how cute your kid is, if they're screaming their head off, then there's a little bit of like aura around them, negative aura around them, where you're like, I don't want to engage.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to engage, and I don't want to feel like I need to slap the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a steward, steward, flight attendant. We don't use stewardess anymore. It's demeaning language.
You're batting 100.
God,
1,000.
I'm just. I feel like I'm from the 1950s.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm from 83, but what can you do? Anyways, well, I'm glad that you had a good flight, Hazel. I do want to share with you that Seamus had similar good flight on the way to Corpus Christi the first time, and then it was hellacious.
I am,
on the way back. I am going to hope and pray for your sake that is not the case, because, good God.
Yes.
It was rough.
I'm also hoping and praying that is not the case on the way back.
Yeah.
So.
What are your thoughts about metaphysical shops?
Metaphysical shops?
Yeah, we basically visited one today.
We tried, and then we were thwarted by stairs.
Stairs, yes.
Yeah. Normally
stairs, because we had a child in a stroller.
We had a stroller that we could not leave, and the stairs were pretty mighty.
And it was pretty tight. And your stroller is one of those nice, like, running strollers.
It is a big-ass stroller.
Yeah, it's a big-ass stroller.
Yeah.
And at that point, we sent your wife up to use the restroom and to go to the shop.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, we're going to go down the street to the coffee shop, get some coffee. And we talked to some random dude and his kid.
Yeah. Kids attract kids.
Well, it was not really talking to him. It was more him talking at us.
Yes, he was very eager to share his entire philosophy of parenting with us.
Yeah. And all the while turning to his kid and saying, whoa, don't get so close. Don't get so close. That's going to hurt if you fall.
Yeah.
That was a fun interaction.
It was cool.
Shout out to Tony and and Valen Creed.
I remember because he explained Valen like Valentine's Day, Creed like the band.
Yeah.
And that's what
I thought that was a very interesting tie there. I was like, so you love Creed. That's what I took from the name. I don't know how you could take anything else away.
I said my kid's name is Hazel. His middle name is Elias, and he got really excited about the name.
He's like,
Elias.
that's a good, strong name. I'm like,
and then he was like, Hazel, that's interesting. So,
of course,
I think our friend Tony really values names.
Yeah.
Not that I don't. So I don't want to give Tony a hard time for that.
He didn't ask about my son's names, but I'm not offended by that.
But your sons weren't there. So I think
that's fair. It's a minor point, really.
Yeah.
I mentioned that I had sons, and he acted like he couldn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
So I think it's because I'm ugly.
I don't think. One, I don't think you're ugly, and two, I don't think that was why he thought not to ask you. So,
do you think it was because he was so thrown off by your son's red hair?
I think my son has very intoxicating red hair.
That's fair.
So.
It's fiery.
It's fiery.
He's gonna be fiery. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna burn.
You know what I liked about Tony though, because I don't want to. I feel like we're ribbing him a bit, which is fine. But
he can take it.
He can take it.
According to him, he's half Italian.
I think that's what he said.
Half Italian, half
Mexican, Portuguese, something.
Yeah, Italian's the only part I listen to.
Yeah, he was a talker, and it's hard to keep everything straight. But I liked that Tony was really into being a dad.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I don't want to get too rah about our generation, because people talk about how our generation we're trying to get being dads better, but I do feel like dads are kind of keeping other dads accountable in this way of like, oh cool, you're with your kid, you like being with your kid, right? And there's like this kind of like, yeah, being with your kid is cool.
Yeah.
And you like share this thing, and I think there's this feedback that gets gets built into this, and I think that's really cool. It's like reinforcing like, oh yeah, it is cool to be with your kid. It's cool to watch your kid doing things, and I think that's a really positive thing I see about the future. So I don't know. I know we're going to fuck our kids up. I know, like, there's going to be things that we can't plan for, but I can't imagine being excited about being around your kids having, being a bad thing that we're, trying to fix. So,
yeah. Well, I feel like we've hit the typical mark of bullshit.
Oh, no.
Okay. We got another topic. I can see it. I can see it in his throat.
We do have another topic. Blake.
I clearly have forgotten about this.
Yeah, Blake.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're going to ask. Okay. Hit me.
Do you catastrophize about anything?
Yes. I mean, within reason. I often get pegged as a technology catastrophizer. As someone who gives it a side eye. And that hasn't always been the case. That's really pretty much been in the last 2 or 3 years that I've come around to this new opinion of the use of technology in my everyday life. But I probably have my propensities in being wary of technology. Catastrophizing about it, I don't know if it's that strong. I think there's little segments of it that I maybe am less hopeful about than others, but I don't really spend a whole lot of emotional energy pondering it. Like, do you spend a lot of time catastrophizing, like, emotionally?
I don't think I do. So let's talk about context for why I'm asking you this question, though.
Context is for pansies.
Context is for pansies. But you asked me this yesterday.
It's true, I did.
You asked this question. You asked, do I catastrophize about anything? And I was talking about how this came up is I was talking about my father-in-law and how we were once talking about AI, and I told him that he was catastrophizing about it. And since then, him and I have kind of gone back and forth about AI, and talking about that. And he's put more nuance on what his perspectives are. But then Blake turned around and asked me, like, do you ever catastrophize about anything?
And what was your first answer?
My first answer was, I can't think of anything. My first answer actually was I catastrophize about my own personal, about dying in weird, crazy ways, about my kids dying in weird, crazy ways,
and not having done anything with your life.
Yeah, wasting my life.
Yeah. John Piper once said, "Don't waste your life."
Yeah, about failing John Piper, I catastrophize about.
That's fair. I mean,
disappointing him.
I mean, he's a key figure in a certain breed of evangelical Christian culture. He's got a lot of power.
Don't disappoint the guy.
You don't want to disappoint the guy because you may end up in hell.
You may end up with a tweet that says farewell your name. Yeah.
And then you're literally wiped off the planet.
Yeah. That's a very niche throwback to the time that John Piper tweeted farewell Rob Bell, right?
Yes.
After Rob Bell said, the gays are okay.
Yeah.
Quit giving them a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was after his book, Love Wins.
Love Wins.
And I think everyone was, at least a certain progressive breed of Christian was on board with that book. But then everyone said farewell to Rob Bell when he put out the book, The Zim-Zum of Love.
So I just fucked something up, and I remembered.
Oh.
It wasn't when Rob Bell was like, I'm okay with the gays. I don't even know if that was an actual thing. I'm sure it was.
He was okay with the gays.
I'm sure he was okay with the gays.
That was Love Wins. I think that was a book that
Love Wins was about universalism.
Universalism.
That's what it was. That's what he got the farewell Rob Bell for. But
that's true, though. I mean, ultimately,
it's confusing.
John Piper recognized that when he talks about universalism and that love wins, he means that even the gays get into heaven.
No, yeah, that's true.
You're like, no, that is not true. The gays do not get into heaven.
I'm not saying that. No, what is confusing is Rob Bell released this book called Love Wins.
Yeah.
And then the gays took that as their slogan.
Yeah.
Love wins when Oberfell was passed, and it was like love wins, and I just realized that I make this connection in my mind, and I associate Rob Bell getting evangelical canceled, because cancel culture was a thing in 2008. It was just coming from the evangelical church.
The conservative Christians did a lot of canceling.
There was so much canceling from conservatives way back in the day.
Can you imagine, like, remember the Emergent Church? Brian McLaren? They got canceled by the conservative Christian sector.
And I assumed it was because he was okay with the gays, but it was actually because this was about universals.
Yeah.
I've clarified all this. This is better than therapy, Blake. I can get my mind straight.
I do what I can. I do what I can to just talk and then let you realize that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
I did not realize. I had forgotten that was the case. And then you reminded me. I was like, oh, yeah, that does make sense.
I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Like, I don't know why we're talking about Rob Bell. Oh, yeah. You said John Piper. I'm having to retrace. You said John Piper. I made a joke about a John Piper tweet that was in reference to Rob Bell.
Yeah. But why did we bring up
catastrophizing?
Yes.
So I had said that I catastrophize about my own life.
Yeah.
And then I think we went back and forth and we decided that's existential crisis. That could be a separate, related.
Anyone who is human and self-aware of their mortality probably has some version of that anxiety in their life.
Yeah, but these are local problems. They are problems of the individual. The most local.
Yeah.
And when we say catastrophizing, we want to talk about global problems.
Yeah.
And so Blake and I reframed it to where, okay.
It has to be out there.
Do I catastrophize? And I kind of agreed with Blake, like, I don't really catastrophize about things. But then, I thought about it a little more, and I do catastrophize about the impotence of science, I guess.
Science can't get it up.
Yeah. And I think there are a lot of problems that science will never solve. And I think I tend to throw my arms up and just say, science will never solve it. It's infinitely too difficult. So
it's a wicked problem.
It becomes a wicked problem. Yeah, that was the topic we talk about. I tend to think that wicked problems won't ever be settled.
And I do recall that I agreed with it. Not only did I agree with it, I thought of all the things one could catastrophize about, that probably has the most logical proof as to it being a legitimate reason to catastrophize about.
Yeah, and I gave you a specific example. I think there's a lot of effort being put into space travel and getting to Mars, and to kind of use a throwback to sci-fi writers of the 70s and 60s, leaving the cradle.
Yeah.
So
you had to explain that to me. I was not familiar with that terminology.
Yeah. So I don't think we will ever leave the cradle as a human race, and I think part of that is because the problem is infinitely harder than anything that we will ever be able to solve.
Yeah.
So this is where catastrophizing, like, I don't think that our human minds will ever overcome the physical bounds slash whatever survival bounds that you would need to get to another planet.
Yeah, I think I largely agree with your concerns and your anxieties about that particular thing, unless, of course, telepathy is a real thing, and or the concept of a tulpa is a real thing. If we can manifest something with our mind. Because if I recall, I added to your concerns and I said, even if scientists could figure out the problem, thinking about it's not going to do a damn thing.
Yeah.
And your wife rightly point out that not only do you have to think about it, then you have to enact it. Not only do you have to enact it, you have to make it a worldwide action and directive, which just is not gonna happen.
Well,
you gotta get people to agree.
And this is where I will say, yeah, these things are never going to happen, especially if you have people like me who don't think they're going to happen. So this is where I will admit that I am maybe a hipster in this way and too cool for school, and I've let this image of things the way they are or problems the way they are create a type of inaction in me towards this particular problem. Luckily, I think that there are plenty of other problems that I can use my life on that seem more realistic to me. So,
so that you don't waste your life.
Yeah, so that I don't waste my life, so that I don't freak out about
that. Not only answers the existential dread that you have, but it also means that you don't go to hell. John Piper's.
We've solved so many problems tonight.
I mean, I tell you what, it's magical how this works.
Speaking of going to hell, I'm pretty sure that you and I are going to go to hell because we went to see this movie.
According to who? Not Rob Bell.
Not Rob Bell. I don't mean about... I just mean there's a lot of dildos in this movie.
Oh man, so many dildos.
There's so many dildos in this movie.
Quite a few boobies.
Quite a few boobies. Quite a few dildos.
Yeah. Including a plaster cast of what may or may not be Matt Damon's real penis.
Real member.
Yeah. His real member.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on plaster casts of a real person's dildo? Or not dildo, but penis, which can then be used as a dildo?
You know, I've actually thought about this. I've wondered...
I don't want to know why you've thought about this.
No, I've wondered who are the dildo models? Like, who are... Like... How many dildos out there are actually, like, real people's penises that are just, like, plaster casted and then...
Do you think that all dildos are made from famous and influential penises? Like this movie suggests.
You know, that's funny. I didn't catch that was, like... That maybe that's what they were saying is that this is how you get dildos, is that all dildos are kind of like from
famous people or powerful people
Yeah. No, I don't believe that. Okay. Although that is a hilarious conspiracy theory.
I think it's a delightful conspiracy theory.
It is incredible.
Much like the conspiracy theory that Stephen King killed John Lennon.
Like, we promised we weren't going to bullshit anymore. We need to talk about the movie. Oh, man.
Okay,
I guess we can do this. We can do this real quick.
We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. We are like the Coen brothers right now. We're fine.
We're fine.
Apart, we're fine. Together, we're better. But apart, we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah. Yes, so it turns out that Stephen King did kill John Lennon. According to a website.
In what town?
I think this I mean, it's not in a town. It's on the website. It's on the internet.
Yeah, but the guy,
guy-
you said he was from a place.
He's from Monterey. Apparently, there's this guy in Monterey.
Does he live at the aquarium?
He might.
Does he work at the aquarium?
No.
That's concerning.
I think it's just some guy. I
just want to point out real quick before you go into this that I've never wanted a conspiracy to be more true than this one.
Yeah. So apparently there is a guy in Monterey, California, which is famous for its Monterey Bay Aquarium, but also a town that I used to live nearby. I used to live in Santa Cruz. And if you know, like the Monterey Bay, Santa Cruz is kind of at the top of it, and then at the bottom is Monterey. So apparently there is a conspiracy theorist who drives around in some vehicle that, you know, has a bunch of, like, follow me for the truth letterings on it. And so you can easily spot it. But he has a website called John Lennon murdertruth.com, something like that. We'll
LennonMurderTruth.com, I believe.
Lennon Murder Truth. We will link it in the
show notes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Massive props to this guy.
And the whole thrust of the conspiracy theory is that Stephen King actually killed John Lennon. The Stephen King.
And the John Lennon.
And the John Lennon.
Yeah. One of the lovable lads from Liverpool.
The person who did get Yoko'd.
Yeah. Yeah. The Yoko extraordinaire.
The Yoko Uno.
Uno Yoko.
Uno Yoko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you read any further than just looking at the headline image? On this page?
I clicked around a little bit. He has a letter from someone who claims to have been the murderer of John Lennon. And then he also has correspondence with Stephen King. And he claims that the handwriting is exactly the same.
Do you think that in this letter from the guy who killed John Lennon, it said something to the effect of, you want a balloon?
No.
Oh,
I don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, it would be concerning.
Yeah.
That would feel a little bit too close to it.
That would feel very on the nose.
On
the red nose.
On the very red nose.
Very red nose. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the thrust of this.
So Stephen King killed John Lennon. I'm glad that's solved now. Driveaway Dolls and or Dykes. What are your thoughts?
Well, before we get into that, Blake, how did we come about choosing this movie?
Well, we didn't really talk about what we were going to do for this episode until we were together in person. We were like, what's something cool and or unique or weird that we could do to choose the film and then watch it and then record, all within the time that we are together in person. We thought, well, Tulsa has a local indie theater. Let's look at what they have to offer, and then we will choose the one we want out of the movies that are available. And we chose the day before Dune 2 opened.
Yeah, sorry. This could have been about Dune 2.
This could have been about Dune 2. No one has time for that. Those were Jamison's exact words. I don't understand it. I feel like Denis Villeneuve is loved by many, not me. And I have a grudging respect for the first Dune. I want to see the new one simply because Christopher Walken is in it. Nonetheless, day before Dune 2 opens, and we have a Wim Wenders film, The Perfect Day, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Or Perfect Days.
Perfect Days, yeah.
And then there was Driveaway Dolls. And then there's The Monk and the Gun, which I knew nothing about.
I didn't know.
And then there was some other movie, and I can't remember. The clear winner for both of us probably was generally speaking, the Coens deliver.
Joel Coen. Yeah. Wait, no, Ethan Coen.
Yeah.
Driveaway Dolls.
Yeah, Driveaway Dolls. So we were like, okay, we'll go see this. We'll go see it together in person.
Yeah,
and then we'll think on it, and then we'll record.
I appreciated, I think if we did this in person more often, we would probably watch more movies in the theater. Because it felt really good to watch a movie in the theater. It always does.
Can you set the stage for the experience that we had in said film?
Yeah. So let me set the stage.
Okay.
So Blake takes me to the Circle, which is
Cinema.
Circle Cinema
Yeah.
in Tulsa, which I'm very pleased to have gone to.
Yeah.
And we get our tickets. Blake gets a popcorn.
Yep. Member perk.
Member perks. Yeah.
Gotta save indie theaters.
Yeah.
Yep.
By taking their popcorn.
Yep. Exactly.
And
couple waters. Yeah. And then we go into the... No. We don't simply go into the...
Do you want to set the stage?
No. I just wanted to say that we sauntered
into
the theater.
Okay.
We sauntered
into the
Sauntered.
theater. Sauntered.
There you go.
We sauntered into the theater. And we sit in the back. Mm-hmm. And there are two other groups. One is a group of a single person who is
reading a newspaper.
Reading a newspaper. And really having a great time by himself.
What was his age group, would you say?
He was in his 60s.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
And then
59 at the very youngest.
At the very youngest, yeah. And then there was a couple, a man and wife. Presumably, they were married.
We didn't ask them how they identified, so
yeah. But they were also in the 60+ category.
Yeah.
And so we sit down. The previews go through, no problem.
What were the previews?
I don't remember.
Perfect Days, Wim Wenders, and then Dune 2.
It was all of the movies that were being played at the Circle Cinema.
Yeah. Well,
I will,
and Dune 2, which was the next day.
I do want to throw mad props, which was the name of one of the movies,
and it was a preview.
Yeah, one of the movies, but that's besides the point. I want to give mad props to Circle Cinema for not showing me a Crypto.com ad starring Matt Damon. Please.
Yes.
Stop showing that preview. Stop showing crypto commercials in the middle of previews.
And while you're at it,
not an actual preview.
And while you're at it, please stop showing that atrocious Nicole Kidman.
I haven't seen that one.
Advertisement for United Artists.
We don't have a United Artists.
Whatever it is, Cinemark. It's whatever it is. Nicole Kidman. I don't care about your feelings towards the movies.
I thought people liked that. I've never seen it.
No.
Okay. Well.
And I speak for all people.
Blake speaks for everyone. So these previews go, and immediately, just boobs and cunnilingus.
Not immediately.
Immediately, Blake.
No,
immediately.
Not immediately. The first thing we see is a restaurant.
Oh,
and Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Playing a very nervous sort in what appeared to be an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
And he was holding a silver suitcase. He was hugging it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in a booth. And he keeps looking at the door, looking at his watch. It's clear that he's waiting on someone or something. And he finally gets his check. And the waiter ends up chasing him down.
Into a dark alley.
Yeah, into a dark alley where all sorts of mayhem ensues. Then we get boobies.
And then immediately boobies and cunnilingus.
Yeah.
And
yeah. All sorts of really...
And just remember, it's 2 dads and 3 people in their 60s as the audience.
Yeah, yeah.
So...
pull back a little bit. I was talking a lot during the previews, as is wont to do. That is a thing I like to do because I like to talk about how shitty previews are.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't notice this, but you told me after the movie was over that the old man reading the newspaper kept looking back at you.
We were a couple rows behind the old man with the newspaper. So he was definitely in hearing distance from us.
And he was not too keen on the fact that...
And he was definitely giving us, are these assholes going to shut up?
And then you stated that you were the same way, and that you looked at him and you saw game recognizing game.
I definitely get that feeling.
So my follow-up question is, did you hate me in that moment when I was talking during the previews?
I didn't hate you, but this is... Blake, I have to be honest. This is the first time I've gone to a theater with you to see a movie. I wasn't sure if you were going to shut the fuck up once the previews ended. But you know what? I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and you came through. You were a champ.
Yeah, that's because previews don't fucking matter.
I get it.
Most of the time they tell you too much or not enough, and either way, it doesn't tell you if the movie's good or not.
And you know what? You can watch those previews online after the movie if you miss anything.
Exactly.
If it's too distracting.
I should have looked at the guy and been like, why the fuck are you reading a newspaper in a theater?
Well, you know what? The guy had a little bit of a point to be concerned. He didn't necessarily have to give us glares.
Yeah, I get it. I suppose. But I would have been more concerned about the couple in front getting a little turned on.
You know, I wasn't even thinking about that. But, you know what, Blake?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So neither here nor there.
Yeah. We all enjoyed we all had an enjoyable movie-going experience as far as non-distractions.
Blake did shut the fuck up.
Blake was fine. The last movie that I saw was Poor Things back in December. Kira and I had a rare date night where we were able to see it.
And it was not good.
I didn't like it. I think Kira liked it. But we had the most talkative people behind us.
Gotcha.
Throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they would not shut the fuck up. And it was distracting as hell.
Did you turn around and glare at them and say, listen, this is fucking cinema?
You know, some days I am that guy where I will turn around and I will shush you. I've shushed plenty of people. I wasn't that guy then, and I wish I had been. because they deserved it.
Do you think that you stopped shushing people because of COVID?
No. I think that night I was feeling so lucky to just get out of the house and have a babysitter and to have a baby who's sleeping. And I felt like if I shushed someone, I would be pushing my luck. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that's
fair.
It was weird.
That's fair.
I was playing karmic games in my mind.
What made y'all go to a Yorgos Lanthimos film?
I like Yorgos Lanthimos.
I'm not saying he's bad. Did I say he's bad?
No. You asked me a question and I answered it.
Why would you go see Yorgos Lanthimos on the first chance you get to go to a theater to watch a movie? Why?
Well, I mean that... Actually, we wanted to see The Boy and His Heron, which would have been better, but the timing didn't work out.
Okay.
So we had to play...
I had no idea what The Boy and the Heron
is.
is.
The newest Miyazaki movie.
Oh, okay. I've only seen one of them.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Howl's
Miyazaki.
Movie? No, Spirited Away.
Spirited Away
That's the one I wanna see.
is probably the best one after I've had them sit for a bit and I've revisited some of them. I think I like Spirited Away the most.
You're not a fan of Grave of the Fireflies.
That's not a Miyazaki movie.
Sounds like it to me.
No, it's directed by someone else. It is a Studio Ghibli movie. I am a fan of Grave of the Fireflies.
Counts. It's basically Miyazaki.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you get away with this.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Carry on.
Grave of the Fireflies is the saddest movie I've ever seen.
Ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm committing to that because it is.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I have. I told you I have not seen it.
My God, Blake. I'm going to make you cry by forcing you to watch that movie.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Do it. Does it have a good soundtrack?
Yeah, it has a fine soundtrack.
Okay, well then it needs to be next year.
All right. So, okay, Driveaway Dolls. I guess I thought it was fine. It was a good afternoon. It was a great matinee fare, actually. Like matinee fare. It's perfect matinee fare.
Yeah. I do want it on record that I paid $125 for both of us to see this movie.
This is the most expensive movie you've ever paid for.
Yeah. People might think that was a price tag that was a little bit too high for this specific movie. I say no way, no how. The Coens are worth it.
The Coens are worth it.
And for those curious as to why I would pay such exorbitant prices for a movie ticket or two, is because I got a re-up to my membership to the indie theater, which I didn't realize had expired. But we got the movies for free.
So
I paid $125, but we got the movies for free.
Yeah,
it's like it was the best deal of a lifetime.
The best deal.
Basically, we didn't have to pay to see this movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it was both the most expensive and
the
freebie.
least expensive.
Yeah. Movie going paradox.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was fine. And that feels like the general consensus.
Yeah.
I did a quick survey of all the paid film critics, and they all said, well, they went back and forth as to whether or not they thought the Coens were good together and or separate. It seemed like they are a little touchy about the subject. They have very strong opinions, one way or another. Either they think that they should never make a movie again separate, or they're fine. They're doing fine separate.
You know what? I think that's wrong. I think...
You think that they should not be separate anymore?
Well, yeah, I think I would love them to make another movie. I don't.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're taking that side. Okay.
Well,
I'll take the other side.
I also
I'll take the
other...
side that is saying that they're just fine separately.
I think that they're just fine separately too.
That's not how this works. It's
Yeah.
This is not 1995 where people had some semblance of agreement.
I'm gonna agree with you, Blake.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay. I think they're fine separate, but I also want them to make movies together.
Yeah.
I don't think that this was a great Coen movie,
Yeah.
but I also think that this movie was very unexpected.
Yes.
And I have to respect that. I have to respect how unexpected it was. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where it was going to go.
Yeah.
And
it turned out to be fairly formulaic in where it went.
Yeah, fairly formulaic, but
had enough weirdness to it that
made
you guess.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I think it lands in the this was fine to good territory.
Yeah.
And it justifies its existence.
Yeah.
You know, as a low budget B movie.
Yeah.
Mid-range.
I think we both agreed it's mid-range Coen.
I do think that it's a very confusing movie in that it, you know, a lot of Coen Brothers movies kind of reveal themselves on rewatches or have many layers or things like that.
Yep.
I'm not sure this movie has that, or maybe it does, but I definitely don't see that right now.
Yeah.
And so I think I wonder in the back of my mind if this movie is going to find a cult following.
Yeah.
And I can't predict that.
Did you say a cult or o cult?
A cult.
Okay. Just checking. There's been a lot of confusion of late between the two. So
definitely has a cult following. Because I don't think that's something you can predict. And I do think that this movie might benefit from something like that. It might make it better. It might create layers to it where maybe they exist and maybe they're discovered, or maybe they don't exist and they're added.
Yeah.
Which I think is things that happen to cult films.
Yeah.
So if this movie somehow finds that, I think it could be a better movie than what I felt at the time.
Whenever you're watching this film, was there ever a point where you're like, this movie could go very poorly?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I was worried about that. I think there was times where I was like, I think I was just, trying to enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Trying
to enjoy the drive-by,
The drive-by / the drive-away. Or
drive-away, yeah.
The sexual drive of the film.
There was a lot of sexual drive.
It was all over the place.
So I think what's kind of fun after the movie, what's been fun is thinking about how this movie is in a lot of ways like a flip of raunchy comedies from the 90s.
And
speaking
80s, I would say.
Yeah.
80s and 90s.
Speaking of Farrelly Brothers, things like There's Something About Mary, even things like American Pie and stuff.
Dumb and Dumber, even, to some extent.
Dumb and Dumber.
Although that is a brilliant film.
Dumb and Dumber is a good movie, and Dumb and Dumber is at least PG-13,
Yeah.
So this movie is definitely a hard R.
Hard R.
Yeah. But
maybe even earns one of the X's out of the 3.
potentially it would have.
Yeah.
At some point.
Just one of them.
Just one of them.
This is not a triple X feature.
Yeah.
That would have been weird for us to go to.
That would have been weird.
As happily married men with kids.
Yeah.
And 3 other people in their 60s.
It was still kind of strange.
It was a little weird
Yeah.
with all of the cunnilingus and boobs and sexual parts shown in the movie
Yeah.
for most of the movie.
However, I will say, thinking about it more, it probably feels more raunchy than it is because we're dealing with lesbians.
Yes.
Because I think that it's just as raunchy, or it's no more raunchy than a lot of these movies from the 90s
for sure.
that were male centric.
Mm-hmm.
And so it flips that. And I think what's maybe interesting about this movie is those movies are very problematic.
Yeah.
If we watch them in the lens, like you mentioned, we're now post Me Too.
Yeah.
This movie isn't any less problematic
Yeah.
than those movies.
But because it places it within a
Because it flips the gender.
flips the gender and flips the sexuality.
The sexual orientation, yeah.
Yeah. And even makes the buddies a romantic couple
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of the film. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. But it's still, there are jokes involving peepholes.
Yep. Peepholes.
Involving children, even.
High school soccer team.
No, it was a college soccer team.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Couldn't have proven it by me.
Well, I don't know. But yeah, it's. I think that was one of the more fascinating parts of the movie was how risque they actually were, how willing to delve into kind of the problematic movies of the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's kind of a TikTok trend to revisit old movies that old quote unquote movies from our childhood or our teenhood that we thought were funny, and then like play these scenes that are deeply wrong by nowadays standards. And I think it was interesting to kind of see that same thing, but like flipped.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I had... This is a weird comparison to make. I'm going to go with it. There's a rap group called Run the Jewels.
mm-hmm.
Big fan of them. Their second album features a song with Gangsta Boo, which is a female rapper. And it is a really raunchy song. Now, when it's 2 guys rapping about, pounding, pussy and doing all sorts of horrible things to women, that's a pretty general trait of at least old school hip hop, gangster rap. Anyways,
Yeah.
But what happens on this track?
Isn't Snoop Dogg's first album called Doggy Style?
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's so interesting about this one track on the second Run the Jewels album is that it starts out that way. LP and Killer Mike are doing this whole sexual transgression towards women. But then they invite Gangsta Boo on, and she flips the tables, and she starts demeaning men by making really sexual comments about them, doing cunnilingus on her, and so it's this really interesting dichotomy that's happening in the midst of the song. It's almost like they're making a statement, this is the history of hip hop, but we can turn it on its head by saying, invite women's voices into it, and let's see if they can do the same thing, but from their perspective. I saw a similar thing going on here. Is like, what does it look like to have a sex comedy where the women were the driving force, both as their gender, but also as their sexuality, being lesbians. It made for interesting commentary.
It's interesting.
Still problematic.
I will say it doesn't always work for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can kind of get behind, like, I'll give an example. WAP, that song.
Yeah.
I can kind of get behind that.
What does that stand for again?
Wet ass pussy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Just want to make sure I understood it.
But at the same time, I'm like, this is gross. Old school hip hop can also be gross, and I don't have to like either one of those. Yeah. So like, I don't really see not, it's not a problem in that way. But it doesn't. I guess it doesn't really bother me. I just don't listen to it. I'll joke about it. But beyond that, it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I think people who decry it as some sort of ultimate transgressive thing, miss that it is an old, tradition. Yeah. It's just the tradition was held by men.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that justifies its existence all the time. I think in the case of Driveaway Dolls, there has to be at least one good joke to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. And was there at least one good joke?
I think the fact that they were carrying a conservative senator's plastered dildo was pretty funny.
Yeah. Played by who?
Played by Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think that delighted me enough to make me appreciate the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call me 12.
Yeah.
But
I appreciated it, and yet I also felt it was a little bit too on the nose.
See, I liked how on the nose it was.
I enjoyed it, but I felt like it could have been done a little bit better. And actually, anyone but Matt Damon.
I actually liked Matt Damon in this. I think it was slight, and he didn't have
to do a whole lot.
He didn't have much of a presence,
yeah.
but I think Matt Damon plays a really good. Why is this happening to me? Kind of doofy. Not quite a sad sack, but like yeah, of course this happens to me type person. I don't know. Yeah. I think he plays a very good fall guy. And
that's fair. I think you're right.
And this he did have a spill and he fell, and
that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a lot of funny elements to the film. I believe I brought up Harold and Kumar as a good early touch point. Because if you remember, Harold and Kumar was also a sex comedy, buddy comedy of sorts. that had John Cho and Kal Penn,
Mm-hmm.
one Asian, one Indian.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in its own way a transgression of the typical sex comedy, buddy comedy formula.
Mm-hmm.
This felt like a continuation of that. It surpassed race and then went into sexuality / gender,
Mm-hmm.
Which is fitting if we think about the time we're living in now and the concerns of our world currently. But I find it interesting that that is a touch point for this film. I never would have put a Coen name on something like this.
Yeah, no, I think this is a good point to bring up, and I also think this is maybe what is so confusing about this movie and hard to pin down, and also one of the reasons why I think maybe there's more to this movie. Maybe this movie has better cultural legs than I'm giving it credit for.
Yeah.
Which is, the Coens aren't really known for making cultural commentary.
No.
Like, you watch their movies, and a lot of them are period pieces about a time, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 100 years ago.
If there's a commentary, it's of the more timeless sort.
Yes,
less immediate in its commentary.
They're very philosophical.
Yeah.
They're very much about kind of commentary about kind of the human condition.
Yeah.
Rather than the cultural condition.
Mm-hmm.
They use cultural world building.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm torn on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess part of it is because some of these topics feel, of the moment, like wokeness and just flipping genders for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But I think the movie really does kind of feel more like using culture to world build rather than culture to make a point.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like this movie was making much of a point about, we're over here talking about how it is interesting that it flipped the genders, but I don't think the movie was trying to be like, see, women can also have raunchy comedies too.
Mm-hmm. Because that's already happened.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Raunchy comedy.
Yeah. And I think this movie, I think there maybe are a couple points where it tips its hand and is a little bit like I think the last line, was about how, well, I guess that's something that's going to change, because this takes place in 1999, and at that time in Massachusetts, I guess you could get married if you're a gay couple, but not anywhere else. And there's a throwaway line about, well, that's a new invention, But again, it takes place in 1999. Like, it's a period piece to pre Y2K,
Yeah.
pre 9/11,
Pre 2008 boom and bust.
Yeah, pre Oberfell, you
Yep,
know,
exactly.
and so I again can't get it out of my mind that they're not. Ethan wasn't trying to paint, some sort of cultural message with this. No. I really don't. Doesn't come off like that, and that's maybe why it's a very confusing movie and confounding, and What is it trying to say? Where is it going? Does it all mesh?
And I mean, this is, I believe one of the things I told you coming out of the film was this has, and I think maybe you've spoken about it's confusing, but also lack of a point being a nice tie to one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies, Burn After Reading, which also doesn't seem to have like really a significant point by the end of it, except for bureaucracy and fitness have weird intersections, which is why they made the movie in the first place. That's part of the reason why I love the film, is because they literally sat there and they're like, I wonder what these two things would look like if they intersected with each other. And they made a movie, and it's weird as hell, and I love it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really have a point. Like, it's, and part of me thinks like this fits with that kind of category of a Coen Brothers film. We live in a culture today where everything has to have some kind of commentary on the world today, and that's just simply not the case. Some movies don't need to have a commentary on anything. Sometimes they're just a movie telling a story.
There's a story,
and that's it. And you can bring your own commentary into it, but that doesn't mean that the directors or the writers meant it to be there. And so part of me is like, yeah, I mean, there's enough going on here that it almost makes you think that they're trying to play that hand, but I think you're right. It doesn't really come off that way. Like, it does come off as aimless, almost.
Yeah.
And not necessarily in a good way, but not a bad way either. Just kind of there. It's fine.
Yeah,
So-
and I think that's where it, you know, it's kind of a crapshoot on if this movie is going to have more legs, right?
Yeah.
It's, you know, it depends on if it strikes a nerve, if it, you know, and the culture does have to respond to the movie. Like, and I can see different, and maybe the things that we're talking about, you know, the interesting flips that it makes are where it might have culture respond to it and be like, oh, this is interesting, or something like that. But I don't think it was trying to be important, and I like that in a movie. So I think I appreciate that it aimed for that.
Yeah.
Because I like the Coen Brothers movies. I like that they are more philosophical and less about the moment. But yeah, and I think this one sticks to that. But yeah, not everything in it lands, and I didn't quite understand all of the aspects of it and get all of the jokes and laugh at all of the jokes, and and there were parts that I did like, and I might never remember this movie or revisit this movie again, and that's fine. I can live with that. Yeah. But it does exist, and I think I'm happy that it exists. Yeah. I think it's worthwhile. I do. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
So we've talked about Driveaway Dolls.
Okay.
We also mentioned that Joel has one other fiction movie out, which is The Tragedy of Macbeth, which is a retelling of Macbeth. I think that's a better movie.
Yes.
I think
agreed.
You would agree. Yeah. But and I think it fits with more, you know, more timeless, because he's literally telling a story that was written 400 years ago, plus.
And has been adapted numerous times.
Yeah. And I don't think it was, you know, to poke fun at any current events.
No. I think it actually fits within the scope of what they, generally speaking, have always talked about. The human condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have this thing where if you tell me that a movie is based on a Shakespeare play, I automatically go, ugh,
Yeah.
that's not exciting.
Yeah.
Because I know Macbeth.
Yeah.
I know Hamlet. I
Yeah.
know Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to reread it necessarily.
Yeah.
And I don't want my favorite director spending hours and hours, spending
Yeah.
years of their life just retelling me the same story. Now, that's not always my experience, and
Mm-hmm.
and I get it. You don't need to lecture me on the value of revisiting these things or retelling them. I get it. But, a part of me
Mm-hmm.
is a little depressed when I hear that. And in this case, here's a movie where it felt like surprises.
Yeah.
And so I appreciated that Ethan went that route.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess I wanted to ask you about your thoughts about the Coens kind of splitting up, how you think their trajectories are, and who you think is winning. Because it matters, the contest of it all.
So I'm of two minds with that question. I think I enjoyed the act of watching Driveaway Dolls more than I enjoyed the act of watching The Tragedy of Macbeth, even though I think Tragedy of Macbeth is the better film. But like you said, it's Shakespeare. We all know Macbeth. Like, we know the basic outline of the story. It's not going to change significantly, whether you make it modern day or period. And so your plot points are there. Whereas this one was a lot more exciting. It ultimately ended up being formulaic, but you didn't know that at any point necessarily during the movie. And so there's some excitement there. And there was some really keen Coen-esque weirdness in the film that I appreciated. So I'm not sure. I think they're on even. I think they're even right now, currently, on their single projects. I think the next films by both will probably be more telling, honestly, as to who's going to be doing the better. What this actually makes me think more about is this makes me dissect their past films together and say, so was Joel the more serious one? All of the serious elements of those movies, was he the one who kind of that was his vein, and Ethan came in and was like, let's
put
have
some
that,
screwball in there.
but let's turn it on its head a little bit. It makes me dissect if this is actually speaking to what they brought to the past movies, this seeming shift in direction for both of them. It makes me wonder if I could view their films together in a different light because of this knowledge of what they chose to do separately.
Yeah.
I think that's a more interesting question.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is 100% a more interesting question than who is winning. I meant that facetiously.
Yeah,
but yeah.
of course. But let's be honest, neither of them are winning.
No one's winning.
Yeah, not right now.
Get them back together, then we'll all win.
Exactly.
No, I'm interested. I'm excited to see what they put out next, and I think that is an interesting thing to watch for. I would assume that they, as brothers, share a similar sense of humor and a similar sense of seriousness.
Yeah.
So hopefully that they both bring those. But it will be interesting to see if Joel's next movie continues down that serious vein.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan's next movie continues down a more screwball vein.
Yeah.
Then I think I think there's a value to what you're saying and a point to it.
Yeah.
But
it could just as easily be a switch.
yeah,
Ethan does a serious one, and then at that point, all of this preponderance about being able to dissect past films through their current single projects, it becomes a moot point because clearly they had a little bit of both in them both. So
yeah. Okay, last question, Blake.
okay.
We previously have covered Coen Brothers films or a Coen Brothers film
Mm-hmm.
on the podcast.
Yes, I believe it was Corelli's Last Stand.
Corelli's Last Stand.
Yeah.
And I think, I feel like in my mind, the subtitle is the Coen Brothers' worst film.
I think most people would consider it the worst film.
It's the worst film.
Yeah.
And that film was The Lady Killers.
Yes.
So I guess my question for you is Driveaway Dolls a better film than The Lady Killers? Or is there a new worst film from
no.
the Coen-verse?
No, it's definitely better.
It's definitely better.
Definitely better.
I think I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Lady Killers still sits at the bottom.
Yeah. It'll be interesting with time to see if some of their other films fall below this film.
Mm-hmm.
Because while it's a pretty far distance from Lady Killers to the next worst, I'm not sure I would necessarily put this one at its second worst. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to go and revisit my
Yeah.
my list of them. I don't know where this one would kind of land if we're inserting the singles into them. I think it would be fair to do that at this point. But yeah, I think it's better than Lady Killers. I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
I think a lot of their movies are great, so it's probably near the bottom of some of their films. But yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well.
Well, Blake, we've prattled on for almost 2 hours.
Which is fairly typical for us.
Absolutely.
It's almost formulaic, would you say? With twists and surprises here and there.
There were so many twists and surprises.
But it ended up being formulaic. Nearly 2 hours.
Nearly 2 hours. I think
Yeah.
our fans will be pleased.
Our children are definitely pleased right now.
Our children are screaming with joy.
Screaming with joy.
Screaming with joy.
Yeah.
I don't know which child that is.
I don't either.
Could be
It
mine.
sounds like mine.
Okay.
But I don't know that for sure.
I hope it's not mine because I want sleep. Which is rude to you.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. This will not be the only thing that we put out live and in person. We've got another special surprise that will hopefully release soon after this one.
Yeah. And that's all we're going to say on it.
Yeah, exactly. You'll find out when it comes out.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Bye.
bye.